your nervous system is the business strategy. I'm gonna share with you the exact strategy that took me from crying in my Nashville apartment literally a month ago to now in my dream Miami high-rise apartment. If you're new here, hello, my name is Ayana, and I am an entrepreneur who left her 9 to 5 a few months ago to pursue her dream and build freedom through mindset and rental arbitrage. So let's just get right into it. I was blocking myself so much. That's why it is so important for me to share, because I didn't unlock my highest potential until I began regulating my nervous system. I'll start with why is the nervous system important. The nervous system is literally what controls everything through your body. So the main thing that I want you to understand is regulating your nervous system is what's going to affect your ability to attract your dream life and to get out of that fight or flight survival mode response. Why do we not want to be in that fight or flight survival mode response? Because we want to be thinking abundant, we want to be thinking in gratitude, and we want to be happy and on a high frequency. That way we can attract things of our dreams. For example, my dream Miami apartment in this instance. So let me tell you guys a little bit about where I was and how the things that I changed and what I implemented to get to where I am and how you can implement those. So first I'll start with where I was. So when I say a month ago, I was in my Nashville apartment, literally crying, figuring out what it was, working all day. Like I had just quit my job and I would be on sales calls all day, all night, studying sales, studying YouTube videos, studying my craft, studying my mentorship videos, all of these things, and I was getting burnt out before I even reached my peak. I definitely made money that month, but I was so burnt out and I wanted to give up already. And what that was is because I was working so hard and I was grinding so hard, it wasn't necessarily the work, but the work didn't feel aligned with my higher purpose because I was on such a low frequency. Because although I was working so hard, I was literally focusing on what I didn't have. I was focused on, I'm working so hard because I need to pay off my debt. I'm working so hard because I don't have this, I don't have that. You know, like I don't have any more credit cards. I don't have any more business loans to grow my business. I was focusing on all the things I didn't have in comparison to focusing on, okay, I left my job, but I still have a way to create income. I left my job, but I still have a partner who supports me. I left my job, but I still have social media and a brand to build and people who are out there who need to hear my voice. All these things I wasn't focusing on. I was focusing on what I didn't have. And what that did is, like I said, that was putting me in that survival mode to where I got burnt out way quick. So here's when the shift happened. It wasn't until about a month ago when I realized the things that I'm saying to myself every day and the way that I go about my habits and my routines is really what can regulate my nervous system. And regulating my nervous system was holding me back from accomplishing so much. I kid you not, I found this stuff last month, y'all, and literally everything changed. So what changed exactly? Breath work. The first thing is breath work. And the reason this changed is because literally you're gonna be in that fight or flight lack response unless you take the time to do the breath work and to relax your body. I want you to think about it because this was a huge thing for me. I never honestly would relax my body or ever meditated, and I didn't realize this until I got started with regulating my nervous system. I never took the time to sit there in silence and relax. Like I had done yoga before, I worked out, and I definitely would sit in silence just with myself, but I never sat in silence and did the breath work. So really quick, I'm about to show you the breath exercise that I did. That was a beginner introduction into how you can start implementing this in regulating your nervous system. It's called box breathing. And so basically what that is you breathe in for counts of 4, you hold that breath for a count of 4, and then you breathe out for a count of 4. So I'm gonna show you, it's like this. I probably look good for you guys, but that's just a basic, and you wouldn't just do that one time though. You would continue to do it a few times until you feel relaxed. So that's the first thing that changed everything for me. Why is breath control important? Because once you do it, you're gonna see, you just feel so relaxed and at ease. But what takes it a step further is doing the breath control and repeating the affirmations. So here's what I've been doing and what I started doing and what literally made that breath control start helping me get in that feeling of abundance instead of lack. So once you breathe out, you wanna repeat these mantras to yourself. Like, I am safe right here, right now. I am open to receiving wealth and abundance. I am safe. I am abundant. I am a millionaire. Whatever your goals are, you want to repeat those to yourself. Another way you can do this is doing through your heart. You breathe in through your heart and out through your heart. So like this. I am open to receiving wealth and abundance. And when you breathe out, you say those mantras and you close your eyes and you literally imagine yourself receiving all the things you want, or imagine yourself jumping up and down, or imagine yourself just smiling with gratitude at whatever you have and whatever you want and accomplish in your life. Imagine yourself already having that. But the reason this is important is because you're relaxing your body, so that literally takes you out of that fight or flight response, because it lets your nervous system know we're okay. We're here, I see you, and we're good. And I promise you it's hard to explain, but just try it and you're gonna understand what I mean. But the more powerful step in that is saying the affirmations, because you're gonna do this. I want you to do it with your eyes closed. So when you do it with your eyes closed, you're gonna say these mantras to yourself and you're going to imagine yourself having it. Like, it's just gonna happen off the bat. It's like when you're journaling, the only thing going through your mind is what you're journaling. So it's the same thing when you're doing this breath work and then you say that mantra out loud. The only thing that's going to be in your thoughts is literally going to be those positive thoughts of gratitude, of abundance, and of beautiful things that you're speaking out loud into the universe. And why is this important? Because the words that you speak are important. So this leads me to the second thing. So the first thing that helped me and changed everything was the breath work. The second thing is the words that you speak. So I always would say manifestations and I would say these words, but once you do the breath work and you literally meditate and relax, that's when they actually start becoming true, because the universe is knowing and God is knowing that, okay, they trust us, they affirmed it, they want this, now we're gonna make it happen. That's literally how the laws of the universe works, and that's what it is to have faith in something higher than yourself. And so the second thing being these powerful words, when I say that, whatever you want, claim it. You want to be a millionaire, claim that. You want to retire your parents, claim that. You want to make a certain income goal, because what I'm focusing on is entrepreneurship and how you can use your nervous system to really become the best entrepreneur, because that's what it unlocked for me. Claim these goals that you have. If you want passive income, claim that. If you want multiple streams of income, claim that. And say it with your chest. And once you say it, the universe is going to bring things to you, because this all falls into the law of attraction. And that's what this all kind of falls under, regulating your nervous system and the law of attraction. However, when you regulate your nervous system, it makes it like more better for the law of attraction to work. I'm not sure how to explain it. I'm not a scientist and I'm not a quantum physicist, but like I said, I just know it works. So I definitely encourage you to go look into books like The Secret by Rhonda Burns, Joe Dispenza. Those are different people that you can look into. And if you want me to do a video about it, explaining more, I would love to do that, because it just works. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a scientist, but it works. So the way that this works more is because, like I said, you do the breath work and then you're claiming these certain words to yourself, so then your brain hears it. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you're saying and your reality. So when you say these things, your brain is literally going to put things into your reality to make it happen. Let me give you an example. For the longest time prior to me regulating my nervous system, I had been stressing, and I don't even like saying that word because I don't stress. What you say is literally what you create. So I try to be mindful of everything I say. But I've been like really concerned with trying to figure out how I'm going to get business funding, right? It wasn't until literally I started regulating my nervous system, doing the breath work, being intentional with my thoughts, watching what I say and watching what I think and redirecting my thoughts. And then literally that week, I got a connection with somebody who literally knows how to get me funding outside of the way I already knew. So to be like, if y'all don't think that this works, it literally works. Like, it was crazy because I had been complaining to my boyfriend about it, like, how are we gonna get funding? How are we gonna get funding? For so long, but then I stopped focusing on the how and I just started focusing on where I'm going. I just started focusing on, I already have all these properties, I already have the funding, doing the breath work, seeing myself with them, and then the universe started bringing the connections to me. The universe started bringing more opportunities to me to get that. Like, that's literally how it works. And it didn't happen overnight, but like I said, I don't have the funding yet, but I established that connection with that person and I know that he can give me that funding. So those little signs that you get from the universe, that's when you start to realize, dang, this works. And when you see those signs, you have to express the gratitude. So the first thing, breath work. The second thing, the powerful words. And now that leads me to the third thing, expressing gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude with a capital G. This is what I've been doing and this is what has been working. Instead of focusing on, like I said, what I don't have, I'm focusing on being conscious of my thoughts. So gratitude and like also being a master of your thoughts. That's like the third thing. So being conscious of what I'm thinking, and then if I'm thinking something negative, I reframe that. And I acknowledge that it's there, but then I reframe my mind. And so what works for me, like say I have a lack thought or something like, oh my gosh, I have all this debt. What's gonna happen to me? I don't know how I'm gonna be successful. I have all this debt. Instead of that, I reframe it and say, stop, that is a lie. I am receiving now. It sounds crazy, but once you tell yourself this, and being somebody who's an overthinker and who used to be really anxious, this is literally working for me. I used to really have so many thoughts, and I would get lost in my thoughts, and that's what was holding me back and self-sabotaging myself so much. So when you get these thoughts, you need to stop, be aware, and acknowledge them, and just say stop. That is a lie, because you control your thoughts. The power in this, so when I say gratitude and reframing your thoughts, we'll just loop it into one umbrella. Control your thoughts. So controlling your thoughts and only thinking in gratitude. So that's what this really boils down to, because you control your brain. Your brain might tell you, oh, you're tired. Your brain might tell you, I feel lazy. Your brain might tell you, I don't want to go to the gym, but you're going to still force it to go to the gym. It is the same thing when it comes to your mindset. Your brain might tell you, how are we going to do this? We suck. This is uncomfortable. Stay in your bubble. Don't post that video. Don't call that person. But you, if you know what's best for you, if you know what you want, you got to take control and do that, and that's when you're going to grow. So it's all about, if I get these feelings of lack, then I be aware of them. If I have a thought, I'll listen to something that's going to higher my frequency. So I might listen to music that makes me feel better. That helps me control my thoughts more. I might say a thought, that is a lie, I am receiving now. Repeat that over. I am doing this now, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now. That gets me in the motion. And it definitely feels silly, but it helps you. And then sooner or later, you're gonna only think positive thoughts. And not only that, but I'll bring it back to gratitude. You need to only think gratitude thoughts. So sometimes it might be hard to just say, I am doing this now, I'm doing this now. And you're definitely gonna feel like you're lying to yourself, but that's how you know it's working. But what you can do is think in gratitude. So if I'm thinking about lack and all of these things, like, oh, I'm in so much debt, blah, blah, blah. Instead of thinking that, I say, I'm grateful for this experience because I'm learning. I'm grateful for this experience because it's teaching me how to manage my finances. Instead of thinking about all of the things that might be going wrong in your life, even in my life, I think about what I'm grateful for, and that's what I encompass my thoughts with. That's what I fill my thoughts with. That's what I write in my journal. So instead, I used to write in my journal about the stuff that I don't have, and then how I'm gonna get there, and then my goals, which is amazing. We like to write about our goals, but you need to change the way you're doing it. So this is gonna lead me into the fourth thing. So when it comes to expressing gratitude, you wanna make sure you're journaling that and thinking with that. So you're controlling your thoughts and only thinking in gratitude. But then step 4, you're going to journal those gratitude thoughts. And what does that look like? Journaling those gratitude thoughts, only write down what you're grateful for. I know you might want to write down, you might have all these emotions in your head, but I promise you, don't focus on it. Something bad might have happened at work, don't focus on it. Something bad may happen with your friend, don't focus on it. Something financially might be wrong, do not focus on it. Do not write about that. Y'all, I'm actively doing this and I'm telling you it works. Don't worry about that and it'll go away, because what you focus on grows. You know that. Like, you know, for example, if you say you're having a bad day, you wake up and you're like, damn, it's cloudy outside, it's gonna be a shitty day. You end up having a bad day because you said that, compared to you wake up and you say, today's gonna be an amazing day. Okay, it's the same thing when it comes to journaling. So when you're journaling, write only in gratitude. Write down everything you're grateful for. If you do your journaling in the morning or at night, write down everything you're grateful for that happened that day. Write down the stuff, the goals that you have for yourself that technically haven't happened yet, but you know that they're happening because we're believing and we're attracting. So write them down as if they already happened and be grateful for them. For example, I am not a millionaire yet. I don't even want to say that. I am a millionaire, okay? I write down, I am so happy and grateful that I'm a millionaire. I want you to write down in your journal with that same prompt. I am so happy and grateful that I am this. I am so happy and grateful that I have that. I am so happy and grateful that I'm debt free. Write things down like that and only focus on writing down what you're grateful for, and everything is going to change. So that was the fourth thing that changed everything for me. So I'm gonna make sure y'all are following me. Breath work and meditating. Number 2, saying powerful things, making sure that what you're saying is only positive, only affirming what you want and what you want to claim for your life. Not saying nothing you don't want to happen in your life. Don't say that out loud. Number 3, controlling your thoughts and thinking in gratitude. And number 4, journaling with gratitude only focusing on gratitude. And then the last thing that I've been doing, because all those are great and they've been so helpful, and I promise you that's what I was doing with Miami. Like, the way that we got to this apartment is actually ironic. We ended up getting 1 month free. Literally, technically, we didn't have everything that we needed to check out for the application process, but it just somehow worked and fell into our hands. Like, when I tell you this works, it works. Like, we moved down to Florida, and technically we're staying with a friend for like 2 days, and then we drove down to Miami, looked at the apartment. We realized we were at this apartment 7 months ago before we even decided we were moving to Miami. We realized we were literally right outside of our balcony looking like, dang, I wonder what it'd be like to live here. Like, we unintentionally manifested it just because we claimed it to the universe, and then the universe brought it to us with all these steps. So I promise you, it works. Just believe in it and just trust it. And what's important, I'm gonna get into the last fifth thing, but before I get into that, what's important is when you're doing all of these steps, you're meditating, you're using gratitude, you're praying, you're like only focusing on the grateful things. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start noticing signs. So whether that's, like I said, people come into your life, opportunities come into your life, you're gonna start noticing them. And what's important is if you wanna receive more, be thankful and grateful. So for example, like I said, once we realized that this same apartment that we were at, before we even submitted an application, we came and we literally submitted the application the same week, and we moved in the second day after we submitted the application, which is super unlikely in Miami and in general, but we made it work. The way that we did that is literally we realized, okay, we were here. Like, we pulled up a day before we submitted the application, and we were like, wow, we didn't realize we were literally here 7 months ago, dreaming about living here, and now we decided to up and leave everything and come here. We're so thankful. Like, and I was like, that's a sign. That's a sign. I know it's real. I know it's happening. And it happened. Like, literally, that's how it works. So when you get these signs and you realize the things that are changing, I want you to be thankful and grateful for those signs that you're getting from the universe and from God, because they show you those for a reason. Like, literally, if you think something's a sign, it's a sign, and you were meant to see that. That way you know the process works, because I promise you it does. So now the fifth thing is EFT tapping. I can't remember what EFT tapping means, but I'll show you an example. I'll encourage you to watch some videos about them. I watch TikTok shorts, YouTube shorts, also YouTube videos. But when I notice I'm in like a little slump, I'm also trying to implement it every day. So what I did right before we left Nashville is I was doing this every single morning. But you can do it whenever you feel like you're in a slump, or start doing it every day. And what it is basically tapping certain parts on your body where your nervous system, you're gonna like trigger it, okay? And when you're tapping, you're also saying affirmations. So you're like, I am safe, attracting wealth and abundance. I know that I used to worry about money, but I don't need to know where money's gonna come from. I am a money magnet. Things like that, and you're gonna tap all your different points. Look up EFT tapping. I'll do another video about the EFT tapping that I do, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna tell you that's what it's called, EFT tapping. And it's literally tapping the pressure points from your nervous system to activate it while saying mantras. And why does that work? Because this tapping that, it helps take your body out of that fight or flight survival mode response. And then saying those words into the universe is affirming it and claiming the exact life that you want. And so those are the 5 things that I've been doing, and that literally changed my life within a month of implementing them. And now I don't go without them. One thing I want to say, a disclaimer, is everybody's results vary, but you have to believe in the process in order for it to work. So if you believe that, oh, it's mumbo jumbo, it's fake, it's not going to work, because the universe hears that and they're like, heck yeah, it's fake, next. You know, it's literally that simple. You have to believe in it. You have to do the work. It's like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym one time and expect you're gonna get the biggest glutes ever. No, you keep putting in consistent work. So it's the same thing with your mindset. And if you wanna get big, like if you wanna make millions of dollars, if you wanna change the trajectory of your family's life, or if you have these big goals that nobody around you has accomplished before, even if you know somebody around you, it doesn't matter. But what I need you to understand is you're gonna have to reprogram your whole mindset. You're going to have to brainwash yourself, and you have to start doing what the rich are doing, what the millionaires are doing, what the people who want the life you have are doing in order to get success. And it may seem silly while you're doing it, but I promise you it works. And once you start noticing the signs, you have to be grateful. Because I was one of those people way before, like a couple years ago, even earlier this year, like I would be like, oh my gosh, that mindset stuff, low frequency stuff, oh my gosh, like that's just nothing. No, it's really real. And I promise you, all of these things are what are gonna higher your frequency and help you attract the life that you want. Because y'all, life is what you make of it. The reality of your life is literally the thoughts that you have, the words that you say, and the habits that you have. And that's what you see in your reality. That's what you see in your bank account. So if you want more for yourself, if you want a better life, if you want a happier life, even if you just want to feel good every day, then you need to work on your mindset. Because the thing is, you can work hard at everything else in life, but if you don't work hard on your mindset, then you're going to live without forever. Working on your personal development and literally hiring your frequency is going to help you attract things that you never may have knew were possible. And you're gonna get ideas for things and become creative for things you never knew. You guys, I left my 9 to 5 a few months ago, technically with no plan. My plan was to go all in on my one business, but it wasn't until I left which one took me out of the survival mode, because a 9 to 5 keeps you in so much survival mode, especially if it's a toxic work environment. So one, it took me out of that, which forced me and allowed me to be more creative. And then me taking the time to regulate myself and really get intentional with, wow, what do I want? How much money do I want to make for myself? All of these things, me saying these goals, setting these out, the universe just gives. So once you decide what you want, you claim it, and if you believe it's yours, you already have it. So in my mind, I'm already a millionaire. I'm just waiting on the deposits to hit my account. And it's the same thing for you. So like I said when I started this video, the nervous system is a business strategy. If you want to start a business, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you know you want more from life than your 9 to 5, you don't have to know exactly what you want to do. I just so happened to stumble into a business model that worked for me. But say you're starting from ground zero. What I want you to do is do the work. Do these steps I told you, get intentional, and I promise you the universe is going to give you answers. Whether that's videos popping up of business models you can teach, whether that's opportunities coming from people you meet in person, whether that's a friend who started a business and they reach out to you out of nowhere, inspiring you to get started. The signs are gonna come, but first you gotta do the groundwork. And the reason this works is because it literally relaxes your body. And once you relax your body, you focus on regulating your nervous system, then everything else will come to you. The universe is gonna do the rest of the work. But you gotta be the one, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. So you gotta be the one to first be like, okay, I love myself enough to see how I want my life to go. If I want my life to go good, this is what I have to do to get there. And it starts with breath work. So here's exactly what you can do. The next time, because you also want to make this a habit of your routine. Don't dread this like this routine. Don't dread, oh, I have to meditate, let me just hurry up and do it. Oh, I gotta journal, let me just hurry up and do it. No, set aside time and make it consistent. For so long, I was inconsistent with journaling, inconsistent with meditating. It wasn't until I got consistent with it, and maybe it's because I left my 9 to 5 that I was able to be consistent. I don't know. Either ways, I've been consistent with it for the past month, and my life has changed quicker than literally people around me, quicker than I ever even knew. My goal was to move to Miami in a year from now. We ended up moving literally a month or 2 months after deciding, because I did the intentional work and the universe brought it to me. So don't think that this is a burden to do this process. Take time. What you can do is, when you have your morning routine, say you first wake up. When you first wake up out of bed, instead of but it doesn't even matter if you feel like crap. Just say, today's gonna be an amazing day. Today is gonna be a terrific day. Today is gonna be a great day. Just say it every single day. It works. And then before you even go brush your teeth, breathe. Breathe. Just do it one time. You don't have to do the whole 2 minutes. And what you can do is you can start to implement this small. So you can start off with 2 to 5 minutes a day, and then you'll gradually get more. You'll gradually go to 10 minutes. You'll gradually go to 15 minutes. But just 2 to 5 minutes a day is better than nothing at all, because that's relaxing your body, and that's allowing you to attract more and to be more inspired and creative in your own life. So if you don't do this, you're just self-sabotaging yourself and holding yourself back from more opportunities to create the life that you want. So what you can do, like I said, start by saying it's gonna be a wonderful day, a great day, terrific day. Every day you wake up, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and then go on a walk, go to the gym. After the gym, before you even shower, and it doesn't matter if you work 9 to 5, I don't care if you're a nurse, a corporate worker, I don't care what you do, I don't care if you're in school, set aside time. If you need to put it on your Google Calendar, do that. 10 minutes, do the box breathing and just get quiet. Just get quiet. Say some mantras. Work with ChatGPT. If you need help, work with ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT your goals, where you are in your life, and then they'll give you mantras to say. If you absolutely don't know, just meditate. Just meditate and just control your thoughts and work on being quiet. And tell yourself, I'm a master of my thoughts. I'm a master of my thoughts. That's a great step, and the rest will come. The rest will come, because only you know what's best for you. Your intuition is going to do the rest of the work. So just do that every day. And then, when you're journaling, make sure that you journal only in gratitude. Don't journal in what you don't want to focus on. Only focus on where you're going. Only focus on the things that you want and speak as if they already happened. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a millionaire. I'm so happy and grateful that I no longer work a 9 to 5. Okay? Only focus on your goals. Focus on gratitude. Meditate, and the world is yours. If this video helped, or if it resonated with you, let me know in the comments below, because I really want to hear how you guys are implementing this. This has literally changed my life, and now I need to share this with as many people as possible. I'm sharing it with my mom, my friends, everyone. Make sure you check out those books that I said. Listen to The Secret. There's a video on YouTube. Check out Bob Proctor, Rhonda Bynes. There's different people that post videos about this, but you need to look into it, because if you've been stuck in your business, or if you've been feeling a slump in your entrepreneurship journey, you're feeling overworked, burnt out, even if it's just with content, I promise you, start regulating your nervous system, and that is the only strategy that you need to unlock in your business. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.